though. This could be huge. Manages to find them.
And we're back into it. Roflcopter and Elevate are up next. And Knights have shown good form for the first time in 3 play days. So the question is, Elevate or Roflcopter? Because if we're going on today's theme, I'm going to go with Elevate. It's the APAC South team, right? They're the team. They're going to be pushing on through. However, Roflcopter have been really making a bit of a mess in OCN in the past 2 play days.
That's it. Now, we just watched a game where 2 teams hadn't found a win in OCN yet, and now we're watching a game where 2 teams haven't found a loss in OCN yet. That's going to change right here. Roflcopter has been flawless so far, 7-4 against Rhythm, and then that 8-6 against Knights. That was a massive upset, the biggest we've seen in OCN for a long time. Elevate, though, they did take down Knights as well in Week 1, plus Bliss just the other day, as well as 7th Heaven in the APAC South League. So both of these teams are very much on winning streaks, and it's time for one of those streaks to break.
That certainly is. Is it Roflcopter? Nah, I'm just kidding. It couldn't be Roflcopter. This roster here, it baffles me how they've been able to play so well. From what I'm aware, the only player here to be playing their first season in Tier 1 is Boydie. I'm pretty sure Campo, OJ, we've seen them as OGs, and Hotshot, Bouncin', you guys would remember them from last year. Literally at the end of last year, both of these players had, I would say, decent performances. Bouncin', very well known in Twitch chat apparently. But in all honesty, it is a roster that is looking so damn strong.
That's it. So OJ, Campo, and Bouncin' have all found their home on Rhythm at various points in the past. And Hotshot is from Elevate, so he's going against his former team. Now, he was pretty green when he got picked up by Elevate, and he was kind of thrust into a support role. I don't think he necessarily found as much comfort as he was hoping for, and then he was just recently replaced with Fisho. So Hotshot is, in theory, the most experienced player here, but the thing that's amazing about this roster is the way that they play the game differently to everyone else. I love it. And also, Boydie and Bouncin' are just some of the best mechanical players I've seen in a long, long time. And when they are refragging each other on entry, there is just no... You can't count them out. It's just, there's no stopping them.
There is literally no stopping them, and that's what terrifies them. What terrifies me for them anyway. However, Elevate, I think that they've got a decent roster. I think they're really looking quite good with this pickup of Fisho Guy and also Milo, who's off in the back rafters there. But God Legion has really been putting in a lot of work recently, and we were talking at the start of this season, I don't know if you remember, James, about what it would take for Elevate to really step up and push through, I would say, a bit of stigma that was lying around them after their Pro League performance last year. They looked so good, then they came to Six Masters and OCN, they bottomed out. Part of what we were talking about is, could God Legion perform up to what we expected, the standard that he had set in Pro League? And I think he's definitely started this season doing so.
He absolutely has. He had a fantastic ace last week as well. God Legion is way back onto it. So is Worthy, who, no, I wouldn't say new pickup, but he's been on the team for, 9 months now, I think, 6 months, and he was relatively inexperienced before that. So Worthy's been a great pickup, and him and God Legion are very much both on form at the moment. And while Elevate did have a bad end to last year, as you said, they brought on the Meloncat players, Fisho, who's filling that support role that Hotshot had, and also Milo, who's in the background a bit helping War Turtle. So I think that's really good. I think Elevate are definitely on an upwards trajectory. My question isn't so much, are Elevate going to be a top team and one of the best in OCN, but it's more so, how long will it take for them to reach that point?
My
timer just went off, says cast OCN. I'm like, all right, mate, I'm doing it.
Cast OCN, that's 2 hours late, but that's completely fine. Let's get into the vetoes. Let's have a look at where we're going to be heading. I'm calling Clubhouse of Oregon here. Ooh. And it's Coastline!
All right.
Yes!
It's certainly not Clubhouse of Oregon, which has been very much the homes of OCN so far, but it is Coastline. This is a very exciting map. This is the most fast-paced map that we have in the pool, and one that can certainly throw a spanner in the works. Now, we've seen Roflcopter play it against Rhythm twice during the relegations. They won it once, lost it once. A couple of plays in the LPL as well from them. But for Elevate, it's been quite some time. They played it against Meloncat in the 6 Invitational qualifier and lost it 7-8 to Meloncat, which is, of course, Fisho's former team, the team that no longer exists. So it's been a while for both of these teams, and this is going to be quite fresh, I think.
Yeah, it's a change-up for me, to say the very least. I am so excited to cast Coastline. It has been such a long time since I even remember seeing Coastline as a map that's come up. So I'm excited for this. And speaking to Elevate, I think this is why it makes me so excited. Digital last week, when we were talking to them, you know, we were talking about what their playstyle is probably going to look like, and they're definitely looking to lean into a more aggressive playstyle this season, which, in my opinion, I would say it favors them. I say you take the leash off of God Legion and watch him work, and obviously you got players like Vast. Now you got Fisho. You know, these are some high hitters, some big hitters, I should say, and it is going to really explode on Coastline. I think I mean, let me get your thoughts. Who's it leaning into more here, RoflCopter or Elevate?
I don't know, man. It's so hard to call it. Like, yeah, you've got... This is a map where we talk about a lot of fragging. It's a lot of fragging and a lot of coordination, more so than like heavy utility use, right? So you got God Legion and Worthy very much on form for Elevate, very, very skilled mechanical players, and the support network behind it to support that. But RoflCopter, you've got Bouncin and Boydie, and honestly, like, if you were to just play a 1v1 server with Bouncin and Boydie and God Legion and Worthy playing tag team, I would almost put money on the RoflCopter players. I think that they are incredibly mechanically talented and young gunners that you don't want to underestimate. You look at the wider RoflCopter roster, you've also got a good support network there. Players like Hotshot, who's formerly of Elevate. Plus, you've got the coach of RoflCopter, Cynics, who is also the former coach of Elevate. So there's a lot of kind of, you know, I want to say friendly rivalries between these teams, because I know these teams get along very well. But yeah, there's a little bit of history there.
James, you're not meant to say that. It's bad blood. It's bad blood. That's all
right,
it is.
mate.
They're looking to fight it out. That's what we wanted to... That's the storyline we're looking for. Another storyline we are looking for as well, ladies and gents, is Snap Fitness, of course. For the first 4 weeks, only $4 per week. That's pretty outrageous. And of course, you can get your guns. Dev, show us yours.
No, I did that last week, not doing it again.
Have you made any progress yet? I thought we were meant to be gym buddies.
We were meant to, but no, I haven't quite snapped yet, so...
Oh, God. It's all fun and games. Do you want to know what's not fun and games? The bad blood between these two teams. Ex-player, ex-coach from RoflCopter now. It's time to get into it. It's time to go face-to-face for the first time. Hotshot has not seen his team since. And I'm going to build it into this storyline, whether they like it or not.
Oh, look at that BM in the chat. Have fun with no good luck before it. These teams mean, oh, look at that from OJ, the angry face. The angry smiley face. There is some serious beef here. And look at that!
Oh!
Ruffle banning Zero? Okay. Okay there, I see you. Zero hasn't been in for very long. But that's a lovely one.
Where is the question marks in chat? Digital. I expect more from you there. I expect more from you. You have to be asking these questions. Nomad, okay, a very typical ban to see. Obviously, a lot of flanks, a lot of roaming from the defensive side on a map like Coastline, and especially when you're going up a team like RoflCopter. You're talking about it before. You know, the kind of play style that Roffle will lean into. You got Bouncin, who's just absolutely mental. I think I said it last season. Okay. We're having fun here.
What is this ban phase?
This is a great ban phase. What are you talking about?
This is a very surprising ban phase. So all three out of these 4 bans scream from the rooftops aggression. The Zero and the Nomad are both flank watch operators. Zero, you know, not necessarily hard stopping like an air jab would, but you get someone watching those cameras and you're going to get info and you're going to find kills on those flanking players. And the Smoke is arguably the most powerful anchor defensive operator, the non-aggressive defender, right? Now, Valk is an aggressive defender. I think you kind of need to ban her on Coastline when you've got rid of the Nomad and the Zero. Otherwise, you better hope to have a good IQ player to find those cameras. But man, this is going to be a defender's aggression paradise. So I'm really looking to these players, especially ones like Boydie and Bounson, both of them on operators with very good guns. The T5 on Legion, one of the best guns, got the 1.5 times scope. Aruni's P10 Roni, also a very good gun for Boydie to use. And I'm definitely going to be looking at Worthy. That Lion is 100% brought out here to quell that aggression, and it better work out. Otherwise, Elevate are going to really struggle here.
I'm laughing at, of course, Lion being picked. That's going to be interesting to see how much of an impact it has on Roflcopter. I'm also laughing at the Snap Fitness community vote.
58.
Roflcopter taking 58%. They don't even have an org. How do they have this much? How? How do they have this much? Make sure you get on Twitter and have your say at Snap Fitness AU. That's how you get involved. But I am so intrigued to see what Roflcopter have picked up in the sleeve. They are an incredibly dangerous roster. They have shown it in the first 2 play days of OCN and also in the playoffs, or really the promo relegation playoffs. So a fiery start is nothing short of what we'd expect here.
Bounson dancing with death. God Legion holding a very, very nice angle. Long one. Roflcopter starting on the defense, not flying too high just yet. Old Legion starting to make his way in. There's the first E1D scan to come through. Drone, I believe, did spot that player in security. God Legion now has secured her offers. Time's ticking away. Elevate need to take some of this ground. But they are smartly not too over-eager. Roflcopter is a team that will punish you for that.
And the map that certainly allows them to. So slow and steady wins the race in every which way, shape and form here as we start on out. Minute 30 and there's been a lot of contact, but no damage being done really. So don't hold your breath just yet. Legion extending that reach out to security. I think there was at least one of the players sitting across there. And I'm really curious to see how Elevate attack this with Roflcopter just being so flexible on their playstyle.
Taking a little bit of ground, but not a lot as of yet. Elevate made a nice rotate between red bar and blue bar. Slow and steady wins the race. Good info gathering from Elevate. They're really just looking to find a pick. That's, I think, step number 1. A smoke goes out. Is Fisho looking to make a play here?
Fisho may be looking to, but he may not be given the access. Fisho's going to have to be cautious as he makes his way in. There is one player down. Oh, he's going to stick this. Is that meant to kind of give a bit of a sound cue there for Fisho? C4 comes into the face. Lovely work from Roflcopter. It is technically a 4 versus 3 with a player down. That's going to be the first confirmed kill. Vast continues to push in here. Good trades. It's a 2 versus 3 dev and a lot of time left to make this work.
2v2 now. Vast versus Bouncer. It's the 2 big hit fraggers for Roflcopter, still alive. And Boydie secures that kill with the pistol. Vast has to go large here. 1 versus 2. No diffuser in sight. Bouncing clutches it up, and Roflcopter secure their first round here against Elevate.
I don't mind the intent there, trying to get that diffuser down, but it just felt like there was no cover whatsoever. Obviously, it's going to be very hard for them to swing when they've got kitchen door being protected. But the second that C4 came over, Fisho was just in no man's land. No chance of getting away, no chance of trying to deny that either, shooting it out in midair or even as it lands. Really nicely done for Roflcopter to pick up their first round. I think you could attest a little bit of the round to how long it took Elevate to really find an opening. I think we hadn't seen any real players damage until that minute mark. Campo was, of course, injured, but Elevate really knew nothing about it until Vast had pushed in and found that kill. They were all but unaware of it. So on the back of this, we now move across to Hookah and Billiards.
Do we do, and a Bit of a strange operator lineup taken here. The Alibi, Castle, and Echo are not staples for this bomb site at all. But I like them. I embrace a little bit of something different. Having a look at where these castle barricades have been placed. One on the double billiards window, one on the single hookah window. Just making it a lot safer to walk around inside. The final one is actually the billiards double door to Aqua. A lot of vertical lines as well opened by the castle to prevent a plant in the site without at least being vulnerable to someone downstairs below. A shield as well, reinforced hatch.
What?
This is quite an extension. I am really enjoying this creativity from Roflcopter.
Had a cheeky little run out there, but God Legion, he doesn't pay for it. I don't know who that was in hookah there. Very ambitious to do so. Now you can see God Legion a little bit antsy. Fisher guy, maybe AFK. So Elevator starting the round 4 versus 5 to begin with. OJ doesn't connect with the drone and has to back away. Regardless, though, all in all, an eye for an eye. I really like the setup on the site for Roflcopter at the moment. They have plenty of rotates, a little bit of an awkward mess about it with those castle barricades, but Boydie, how impactful can he be on the Echo? That's the real question for me.
Boydie, definitely one of those key fraggers for Roffle, but playing the 1 speed's kind of uncommon for some of your better fraggers, but he's got a good gun, and those yokais can be very useful. E1D rings out from where the info gathered on the side. Digital's already taken down those 2 castle barricades on the windows. We also have Digital doing some sledgehammering work from below. Get some elevation, you can open that up. But speaking of opening things up, that's Fisher guy onto OJ.
Digital needs to be really careful here. There is a player just behind, well, above the barricaded hatch. Maybe there's a world in which they decide to contest that, but not right now. That opening kill on the OJ, it's a big one. They need to continue, though. What were you saying there, Dev?
Is that a nade from Digi? Tried to toss it up, didn't manage to hit Boydie. Second one might do the trick. Up through the holes in the floor, and that does get him. And Roffle have fallen to pieces. Great early game, and Vast straight up cool vibe stairs. It's a 1v5 for the former teammate here, Hotshot. Is he gonna land any hot shots? No, a flawless round for Elevate.
Why are you calling him Hot Shot? His name's Hot and Sexy.
Well, he's definitely wasn't hot nor sexy on the end of that round.
Well, that is for damn sure. Roflcopter, bit of pie on their face after that attempt, and this is the Elevate we've come to know and love in 2021. There's no question about that round. They 100% had that under lock and key. Do like this from Roflcopter, though. Don't stick around where you're not needed or wanted. They go to Blue Bar and Sunrise. And we'll see how wild they decide to go with their operator picks. This time, not so much.
Yeah, not super unusual, but that mirror was 6 picked onto instead of that Wamai. Wamai would have been nice to maybe hold on to the Vulcan shields from Goyo a little bit longer, but that mirror can create her own very difficult to remove power positions. One likely to go on this single reinforced panel you're looking at right now in Red Bar. One likely upstairs, I think. A couple of different places. Actually, maybe in kitchen. Looks like that's where Hotshot's going at the moment. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in kitchen facing down service. A lot of different ways you can play this. A lot of different good viable mirror positions for Roffle on this site. And you can see that Banshee protecting from the window jump in. The shields both actually here in office. Roflcopter really extending. They've got kitchen held, they've got office held, and here's a spawn pick as well for Boydie.
I mean, would we expect anything less at this point? Honestly, no.
No, never.
That'll definitely allow Boydie, though, to play around office and continue to find cheeky little peaks if God Legion decides to make any kind of nuisance there. Elevate not wasting much time in approaching. Now they just need to, realistically, in my opinion, find that opening pick They've got a lot of information on that top floor thanks to the drone, so Fisho will feel very comfortable consuming the better part of VIP and theater.
Moving in nice on an early, good info gathering, but that drone of his was spotted out by that default camera. Fisho's had a good round last time around, but as something was pointed out to me by Raven and Guz in our caster chat, Fisho played a really mean 0 on the 6 Invitational qualifiers. So I think that ban that we saw from Rofl, not only just to quell enable that aggression from their defense and prevent the flank watch from Elevate, but also a direct counter onto Fisho.
I'll be honest, the player that I would definitely want to be trying to eliminate as early as possible. Fisho, I may not have the kind of prowess that we would expect from someone like God Legion, is so nutty and is, I've said this time and time again, always good for one of those hero plays in the game. And I love that from OJ. Just give them a little bit of attention there. Just take a slight advantage away. It may be a couple of seconds, but you never know how impactful that will be. Doesn't look like Elevator even slightly fazed by it.
No, not yet, but they can't dedicate any flank watch utility to it because, of course, Zero, Nomad both banned, so they've got to have someone actively watching for that flank. Not sure whose job it is right now. No one. Oh, actually, there's a player in Drinks who I think was doing it. Is that Worthy or... I don't know. Could be on the drone at the moment, so... Funnily enough, there's no one hard watching these stairs. There is a shot here for OJ, but I think he's too timid about it. Not getting aggressive, tosses up a C4 instead. But it doesn't go through that open mirror window and instead is a bit of an airball there.
Oh, one in hookah either, just for now. And this is what we were liking to see from Elevate. A nice little execute. Werther going down, and as you're saying, the diffuser's being stuck by Fisho. So just like that, it is going to be a post plan, but RoflCopter have no intentions of letting this one slip. Digital has a lot of work to do and nothing left.
Oh my god.
Goodness me, RoflCopter have minced this round apart. Vast will find one. That's it though. Campo from behind.
Just go get him, a 5v1 against Vast. Really well played from RoflCopter. As soon as I saw that plant going down, I was thinking, oh look, Elevate, look, they might have lost 1 or 2 players, but they're getting that diffuser planted. No worries whatsoever for that retake. A 5 versus 1. Up from a 5 versus 3. RoflCopter just dealt so well with that position that they were put into.
I love the intention as well. The second, I believe it was Worthy. There were 3 players left. Someone watching the diffuser being stuck, and then Digital was upstairs. But the second they found that pick onto, I'm just going to say it was Worthy, they completely flushed out Digital. There were 2 or 3 players pushing up cool vibes, ensuring that that vertical control would mean nothing. And of course, it's so important. I don't think you can really try to retake without flushing Digital out there. And it's just cool, calm, and collected. Campo's more than happy to run out after 3 of his other teammates are out, causing absolute mayhem. So really, I think the one thing for me with RoflCopter is just their positive signs that they are continuing to show in OCN. They have huge potential, not only to secure a top 4 place in realistically the entire year, but also into next year. If they continue to show these kind of promising, this kind of promising form, and also the way that they're able to go about it, won't be long. That's all I'm saying. It won't be long.
That's for damn sure. The thing I love about RoflCopter is, you know, we often see young and up-and-coming teams and players who have really good aim, or they're really gnarly at one specific thing, but, you know, when you look at them going against more experienced teams, you say, oh, they lack that maturity in their gameplay, they lack that experience, they maybe they play not as smart, they have, you know, take big risks or make big plays, they have good aim, but not much else. That is not the case at all with RoflCopter. These guys bring beautiful, original strategies, and their team chemistry is something to behold. I just love watching it.
Really early here from Elevate, and that is going to be a bit of information from Boydie given. So nice pickup. Oh, okay, it's just a trade. an instant trade at that. So 1 for 1, an eye for an eye. Neither team blind, but certainly impaired.
This is a hookah bomb site. For now, pushing through service and kitchen. That's the second E1D gone out. Enables Elevator get control downstairs. Keeping in mind that the last time this bomb site was defended by RoflcopterGG, it was an Elevate win. Almost flawless. Very, very convincing. So even for Hotshot to just find that one kill, that's already something.
Certainly isn't, and it does work both ways here though, because not only is that the soft breach from Digital gone, which we saw have such great impact in putting a lot of pressure on that hookah player, but also it is of course the pulse gone. So much information gathering for RoflcopterGG that now they just don't have. They don't have the luxury of finding the early intel and being able to stack that. So it really, in my eyes, it is an eye for an eye. It is an equal trade, although you'd definitely say that a 4v4 may make them... Oh, Fisho. That sucks.
Just missed the Selma there, got caught on that little beam. Fisho trying to flush out this player at Vars, trying to flush out these key positions. But bit vulnerable to a pre-fire or a C4, but he fortunately just lands those shots onto Bouncing. OJ looking to push up. Oh no, he loses his head. And Vars can deal with that C4 with ease. Boydie in a 1v4 has a C4. That might stop the plant, but it just misses. Or at least Fisho falls off. Now replanting. Boydie has to hold out. It's not going to happen. Worthy on a long, cheeky angle from below. Gets Elevate their second attack win. 2 times strong onto Hookah.
2 players falling with the C4 in hand. It's unlucky. Plenty of opportunities there for that to have been swung back the other way. Elevate, though, putting the pressure on. It's more than you can ask for right now. Labai and Mirror, surely that clash is 6-picked, but wouldn't surprise me, honestly. It would not surprise me. No!
There it
shots.
is. It's the Wamai. And funnily enough, these RoflcopterGG are constantly switching around their operator lineup. You look at the previous time they played this kitchen service, they had Boydie on the Aruni instead of the Alibi. We didn't have a mirror on the cards at all. It was the Oryx for bouncing. And we had a Pulse last time as well. Campo this time on the Jaeger. So I'm really enjoying the way that RoflcopterGG keep changing up their operator lineups for what they deem necessary for that specific site. And they've got quite a deep strat book, honestly. There are lots of different options for how they interpret each bomb site.
Yep. And
they've also made good use of this mirror, an operator that often gets banned, but also even when unbanned doesn't necessarily see play all the time. And Roffle have enjoyed her and used her in a couple of different ways, and I'd say overall it's been pretty successful.
Really intrigued to see what happens when they go in their attacking half, because as far as I'm aware, I really haven't seen a team swap their lineup like this so freely and so fluidly. So when they go to their attack, I wonder if it's going to be something similar or whether it's going to be the stock standard approach that we generally see. You know, sometimes you can have a player swapped in or out, but more often than not, you are sticking at least 4 of the 5 operators. So 2 more rounds, and I guess I'll find out. Some very, I would just say some nice plays from Campo, denying that early drone into bar. Kind of makes Elevate second guess themselves, and now they have to recommit another drone.
Sorry, is there no one on either objective right now from RoflcopterGG? I think, here we go, no one in kitchen, 1 player in kegs, and that is it. Where is everyone? There's a guy upstairs, 2 guys upstairs, Bouncing's over in security. They are very much playing the map. RoflcopterGG have presence everywhere. Now, of course, if Elevate had the info, they might see an opportunity for a rush here, but there's still a chance that RoflcopterGG would be able to retake. We've seen it before.
They really are everywhere right now. So this is really scary for Elevate. And I think it was a reason why things kind of crumbled apart there. You can see vertical lines from Fisho Guy. Sorry, not from Fisho Guy. Who is that above? I believe that's Boydie up in VIP that will deny that exact plant that we saw them try to go for in the prior round. And I really am enjoying this spread from Roflcopter. You have the player in lobby being able to watch that long line to bars, and more information being denied now. E1D coming out. Bit of contact from Vast. Nothing to stress about just yet. Swings back into it, Dev, and loses his life.
Or at least gets injured, but Digital's found OJ. That's the pivotal player on site, the one with the C4 who denied the plant last time around. Bouncing, but he got one injury. He has to land this shot, but Worthy punishes. And suddenly this is flipped on its head. Elevate have regained the momentum in this match. And Hot is completely caught off guard. All on Boydie. He has a decent position, but he doesn't know where that plant's going down. His spot's been revealed, and he has to retake a 1v5. No way in hell this is happening.
Okay, that's valid. What I liked about it is also the biggest flaw about it. Keep the enemies guessing, but you're also isolating a lot of 1v1s, and just like that, Elevate, they crunch a third round on their attacking half. Still one more round to go. So let's not jump the gun just yet.
Coastline is the most aggressive and attacker-started map in Rainbow Six Esports at the moment of our 7-map pool. Now, Chalet may well get there as well, but for now, Coastline certainly holds the title. And with that in mind, Roflcopter, they've kind of won enough defensive rounds to be moderately satisfied here. For Elevate, I think the pressure is definitely on them to get 4 attack wins in their half here. If they only get 3, if Roflcopter evens up at the end of this half, it's completely plausible that then we'll see a 4-2 split in favor of Roffle on their attack, and hence win the game 7-5. So I'm definitely looking at Elevate right now, and 3, look, they might be in the lead, but 3 rounds is just not enough on attack.
Well, stage has been set for them now. Once Dev Marta says something, he means it.
Hell yeah, dude.
So Roflcopter, I'm just thoroughly impressed and very much enjoying everything that they've shown us so far. As much as I'm saying that, though, this is what we've seen from Elevate time and time again so far in 2021. They are able to adapt really well. And in doing so, I think they're putting a lot of pressure back onto the new up-and-coming OCN team. And now they've got to convert. They have to step up. They've got to be the more experienced roster. And to show it here would mean a lot. Both teams, just so we are completely confirmed here, are flawless so far in OCN.
And today, one of them is going to cop their first L of the season. Elevate have done a great job bouncing back. Keep in mind that, they were 2-1 down at one point since they've won 2 rounds in a row. They have the momentum squarely in their corner. And, well, Blue Bar Sunrise is the defense choice bomb site for Roffle at the moment. Now, Elevate managed to get the plant down in a 3v5. And then Roflcopter managed a 5v1 retake. So I think Elevate, for them, they're not so worried about getting that plant down. They know that Roffle will kind of let them. Elevate need to make sure they can maintain that man advantage every single round so far, Rob. Oh my God, bouncing. Every single round so far, Rob, the team that got the opening frag won the round. And I think it'll be no different this time.
Hell of a stat. That's Campo down.
Oh, no.
Out. What? There we go. Confirmed. So, if Trends do predicts, it's Elevate that should be able to walk away with this round. They've got a minute 20 to do so, and they haven't made a lot of progress toward the site. I love this from Boydie. Surely you look for it.
It's not gonna work.
Sitting. Oh my God, Fast was on his drone. That could have been it, Dev.
Boydie doesn't get punished either. FO12 shotgun position is so powerful, but util could mean the death of him. And Digital's found bouncing. Boydie knows he needs to make a play here, otherwise his team is losing this half. Coming up the stairs, he takes down God Legion looking for another one, but he's cut out. and Digital takes him down. The Lion E1D roars to follow, and 2 versus 4 now for Hot and OJ. It's such a tall order, and Elevate may well have done what they need to.
Don't hold your breath, though. Both of these players are capable of making this doable. They now have control of Sunrise. Hot now readjusting, Worthy watching the crossfire, but that should be all said and done. Diffuser is now well and truly planted, and in a 1 versus 3, near impossible.
Oh.
There we go. Just like that, Elevate. They've taken a 4-2 with a dominant fashion toward the end. We'll be right back after this, ladies and gents. It's feeling like a battle of the underdogs right now. Elevate coming into this season would have been expected to finish 3rd, maybe 4th, depending on how the top 4 split. Roffle, I think we all had them pinned around that 4th or 5th mark, depending on how they perform, but they are really putting on a show this season. And for me right now, whoever wins this, I mean, you know what? I'm going to make the bold statement. Whoever wins this is going to be set to take OCN Stage 1 at the top of the ladder.
That is a big call, Rob. That is a massive call. But hey, currently both tied on 5 points at the top of the standings. The closest teams nipping at their heels are Order and Bliss on 4. And, mate, I'm with you. And Knights as well on 4, I guess, after today's match. But I'm totally with you. I think whoever wins this, both these teams have already beaten Knights, right? Like, whoever wins this has got to take that #1 spot.
Yep. Yep. And, I mean, in terms of the whole year, this will be massive for one of these two teams. You know, starting out with such a strong performance, really want to make sure that if you're Elevate right now, you do not let this go to overtime. You do not allow Roflcopter to take that point, maybe 2 points off you, depending on what happens. They've set themselves up perfectly. Dev, you were saying that they needed a 4-2 half here, at least to be convincing in their win and take it 7-5 before OT. They've done what you've asked of them, and now they just need to convert.
All Elevate need is 3 defense rounds. Oh, that's a nice way to start it. Vast, very early on, found a vertical C4 kill on Campo. That is so much info denied there. The Yana out of play. Campo tossed to the wayside. And Elevate run away. They slip back into the night. Roflcopter need to get on their bike.
There's no other way to put it. They have to find a trade, and they have to find it soon. The unfortunate side of Coastline definitely shining through here. It's such a hard map to control the defenders on, and both of these teams have shown why. Bouncing though, that's a lot of information gained. They now know that at the very least, no one has come that side of the map, and they just need to ensure that the flank doesn't come back to haunt them.
Oh. Like the usage there of the Selma from Ace to try and breach that wall open, but it's muted and God Legion holding down the fort! How many can he get? There's so many players there worthy for the double C4! It's all on OJ out of nowhere. Elevate have banged this game all the way up, and it's on OJ now in a 1 versus 3. Found the first pick he needed. There's so many more to find. AK-12 is a nice weapon, but Elevate surely won't let this one slip.
Couldn't imagine so. In comes the push. See you later, OJ. No, not yet. There we go. Digital confirms it in the end. Oh, I love that from RoflcopterGG, but God Legion, okay, God Legion has done his job well and truly there in Aquarium. Not only does he find a kill when 4 players are rushing him, he buys so much time. It allows that C4 to come in from Worthy and absolutely dunk on them. And there we are. Just massive, Dev.
That was huge there. Worthy and God Legion both having a hell of a game. And you want to add all to that and point out that Fast found that early kill with the C4 as well. That was 3 out of 5 kills that round with C4. Not even gunfights for Elevate. Fantastic stuff. Look, Elevate, they might have taken a bit of time to warm up in APAC South. They lost to Knights, but coming into OCN, this has been their territory. They've taken the scalps of first Knights and Rhythm, and now, sorry, Knights and Bliss, and now as well looking to take down RoflcopterGG. A very strong start to their defense half. I'm starting to flip-flop, Rob. I'm starting to think that Elevate are back on track.
And you know what? Yes, they are. In all honesty, this is the Elevate that we saw in Pro League last year. And it's so good to see them back in action once more. There was such high promise for them in the middle of last year, toward the end of last year. They fell out in the OCN playoffs. But this year, 2021, is the year of the Mountain People. And with that, oh, okay, Vast, I had no clue what you, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's open now.
That's one way to use a C4, but yeah, fair enough. Not a lot of util, I guess, on the rest to Elevate to open that. I guess God Legion's already used his impacts. Worthy just teasing out the Holden offers. Bouncing, fed the info by his teammate Droning.
Not being given anything just yet. God, they just have so much ability to clear out anything that comes toward them here. There's so much intel gathering for RoflcopterGG, it's not even funny. You got the Jackal, the Lion, the Gemini. Oh, sorry, not the Gemini there. The Yana, the Gemini, I will say. Oh, Worthy, though, getting aggressive and antsy there. And unfortunately doesn't connect on that shot.
Here comes the heart breach, though. Selma breaching that wall onto Blue Bar. Now, this Blue Bar executes very difficult to push off. You're really exposed to lobby and courtyard, thanks to the soft wall being completely opened up, as many teams do. You'll see it. Ooh, actually, part of it hasn't been destroyed. The part where you would usually plant isn't opened up for some reason for Elevate. But there are 2 players in lobby, and they could not only flank security, they actually are going for the security flank right now. I can see it's the Malusi. Worthy's already in a gunfight, but forced off by the Lion. Hot shot, very much keen there, and OJ's found the opening pick.
Digital now coming back the way of Hotshot. Needs to be cautious here. Hotshot is low, swings wide, not going to find it, but Worthy doing the damage. God Legion doubles the wounds. What is going on?
Oh my God!
Trade. This is unreal. Campo left in a 1 versus 2. It looked so good for RoflcopterGG there. It felt like they read it perfectly. And now it's Campo to claw this back and make it 5-3.
No info. Gets that diffuser back. Nade uncooked, tossed out. The second one primed. This is a little bit safe thanks to that wall not being breached open. Oh, there's a straight bullet from Worthy with the pistol, no less. Bit of BM, I guess. These teams having a bit of fun. Very possible, very winnable for Campo here. Should this be 2 1v1s or the nade doesn't get caught? God Legion flushed out of position. The spray down is so close, but Campo's got to reload. 2 players low on HP. They don't need a peek, and they know it. God Legion so close here, but Campo takes him out. 2 seconds left. No time. He's got a plan, and Worthy can easily clean it up. Elevate. Take us all the way to match point.
Really well played. Such patience from Elevate there just to continue to back away. Felt like there was an opportunity to at least fake plant, maybe try to claw out some of the positioning from Elevate at the end of that round in the 1v2, but it's just so much to do for a Campo. And a flurry of frags is what initiates that dev. That was, what, 5 seconds, and we saw 6 players just fall off the face of the earth.
That's Coastline for you, mate. Trade Fest. You blink and you miss it. Honestly, like, I look down at my spreadsheet to take some notes for a second. I look up and half the server is dead. It's quite the adventure to experience. At Elevate, they have done amazingly on their defense. I think that trading has been a large part of it, because guess what? That round just then, that was the first round where the opening kill did not lead to the team winning the round. Roflcopter found that first kill onto Fisho guy, wherever he was, from OJ. But Elevate just kept up that pressure. Massive play from Godleech. I don't know where he came from, whether he dropped down one of the hatches, but he was all up in Roflcopter's jam in office and stole it back for Elevate.
That is where it's an issue for me, for Roflcopter. That is where, you know, from my eyes, we couldn't see the top floor. We couldn't see exactly where the flanks were coming in from. But they had the read on the players from behind. They knew that there were 2 there. You could see that very clearly. Hotshot was so cautious of the security hatch right after he'd been able to find the kill on the player pushing lobby, who I believe was Digital. So it did feel like they had what they needed, but Elevate are just causing an absolute ruckus here. We'll continue over with only 1 round between an Elevate victory and a Roflcopter comeback. The big thing for me is just how blown out of proportion these rounds have been, Dev. It does not feel like it's done Roflcopter justice.
No, not at all. It's a 6-2 right now, but I definitely felt for a while like Roflcopter was in it, but Elevate have just won 5 rounds in a row, Manic. That is insane. 3 attacks and 2 defenses. Roflcopter still yet to find their first attack on this presumably attacker-sided map that has certainly not been an attacker-sided game thus far. And, well, from Elevate's side, we've talked about God Legion. He had a big round just then, but aside from that, he's been pretty asleep. Worthy's had a massive match so far, and Vast actually been really consistent, really helping out the Elevate squad, despite not necessarily being known for that as that player. Like, he used to play support for this roster. He's been the captain for a long time, and he's been turning it up here, even on these fragging rolls.
I think the big thing that we need to talk about, which is exactly what you mentioned, is, you know, the fact that Elevate did go up 4-2 in the first half. It really has given them the freedom to start this second half so dominantly. And the reason why it's 6-2 and it looks, oh my God, God Legion, don't you dare. Don't you, what is this, God Legion?
Oh, see you later, alligator.
See ya. Ciao for now, God Legion. That's what happens when you're sweaty. But a near trade comes back Campo's way. It's not smooth sailings just yet for Roflcopter.
Elevate still have this roam though. Vast, so keen on the long angle with the 1.5. He saw a player for it just a second there. What a tight angle that is. On the other side, it is OJ with the AK-12 and no doubt a 2-time scope. He backs on out. Shaping up for this service execute perhaps, but it's still early days now for Roflcopter, and Vast is still upstairs. There goes the E1D. Vast spotted as well. He continues to be mobile here. May well be punished, but he just dodges it again. How much time will Roflcopter waste on Vast?
That's the big thing for me, Dev. Now it's, you know, it's allowed him to burn through the better part of a full minute, and he's taken another kill with him. Boydie has to confirm this now. He cannot continue to allow this to happen. Bogus is going mental to double kill. If he can continue to lock this down fast, one after another, they fall like dominoes. And 2 players left. What is going on? It is now all up to OJ and Bouncin to save themselves some dignity here.
What a gigantic effort from Elevate's captain, all on Worthy and Fisho. Worthy low HP, Fisho in aggressive position. Falls off after a spray, 15 seconds to go. Where is the push from Roflcopter? This is their chance to save it, but Worthy is lying in wait. OJ's got a clutch up, massive, finds one, and in the one-on-one, he can't land the shots. He's gonna go for it, but Fisho Guy clutches the 1v1 and Elevate storm away 7-2.
Whoa, cooking up a storming kitchen there just toward the end. My goodness. What a demanding victory from Elevate. And you know what? Roflcopter were not far off a lot of those rounds. 7-2 does not do justice to how close that game was in many of the rounds. Fast and Worthy leading the charge with 23 kills combined. And that is our second 7-2 victory of the night. We're only into the second match. Wow.
I'm pretty speechless right now. That was a fantastic game. What was really cut out to be a close game. I predicted the upset. I said Roflcopter was going to take it. And at the start, I thought I was pretty happy with my prediction. They went up 2-1. And Elevate won every other round. 6 in a row. A massive effort from Vast. Really, really outdid himself this game, as did Worthy. Both players to have a huge impact for Elevate, but of course this is a team effort, and at the end of the day you win as a team and you lose as a team. That's the case for both Elevate and Roflcopter.
And you know, just to kind of put salt in the wounds at the end there, had Vast not have been able to do what he was able to do, you know, the 3-piece, as Roflcopter felt like there was absolutely no chance for them to really make a progress to that site. Oh man, that is an unfortunate moment, because I'm not going to say if it goes 6-3 there, Roflcopter actually in with a good look, but that is when it turned for Elevate. That is when the whole game shifted, was realistically in the second or third round of their attack. They were able to gain that momentum, and should Roflcopter have been able to do the same? I don't know. I don't know whether I can sit here and say it's the same situation, because Elevate really just bullied them out of the server on that attack.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. The Roflcopter couldn't quite get it across the line at the end, and yeah, Elevate had a great game. I just reminiscing the Roflcopter branding, their Twitter page, which is hilarious. It's RoflcopterGG. They've got some hashtags going. Fly high, hashtag fly high, and then my favorite one, hashtag not too high. Well, I think today they decided they had been a little bit too high, so they're just settling it down for now.
Like Icarus. Got too close to the sun. Too close to the #1 spot. Which, by the way, is now held by Digital and Elevate. Let's hear from Digital himself. Congratulations on the victory, 7-2. Digital,
Boys.
Did you expect to run away with such a demanding game?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Get out of here.
I don't know. We had to sort of put them in their place a little bit. They're getting a bit cocky, 2 wins. Yeah, right, boys. So just go back down where you came from. Yeah. No, just needed to. I feel like that was necessary, what happened there. We needed to sort of chuck on the big boy boots and, yeah, stomp them a little bit.
Man, I love to see it. So what's your victory plan? Like, how do you celebrate that? Go out and play some Ultimate Frisbee, or what's the go?
I mean, I would not be opposed to it. Unfortunately, I don't think they've got any games at 8:50 p.m. right now. But it's not a bad idea. I think I'll just stick to maybe the beers.
Stick to the bevs. Just stick to the bevs. Why not? Look, I've got to ask. Coastline, I have not seen it since promo relegations last year. I know it may have been played since then, but what was the thought behind going to Coastline?
Well, Coast is like super aggro map, and it's a lot of rounds will come down to like 2v2s, 3v3s because of those aggro plays. And we know we feel like our team is a lot stronger in mid-round adaptation, and I feel like that's where their team lacks. So we knew that we could beat them in that area of game. So retaking map control where it's clear and just abusing that, whereas they lack that sort of mid-round adaptation. So I feel like that's where on the Ds especially, where I mean apart from Vast going off in luggage, but I feel like that's where we were stronger. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy.
Yeah.
I'm just happy, man.
I'd bet, man. I'd bet it was a fantastic game to watch. Yeah. So I wanted to get your thoughts now. You are currently sitting at the #1 spot in the Oceanic Nationals. And hey, do you think you can keep it? Do you think you can go into playoffs with that #1 seed? And, you know, who are going to be your closest rivals, I think, to challenge you from that in your upcoming games?
Of course, I'm going to say we can keep it, of course. I'm confident in our team. I feel like with only time, our team keeps getting better. As I always say, our strongest rivals are pretty much, I feel like, for me at least, have stayed the same. Knights, Wildcard, and of course Akami. I feel like they're really strong opponents. And of course, the other teams, I've still got respect for them because they can definitely pull up an upset. So, but I feel like in terms of strong rivals who I know we have to, watch out for is definitely, I feel like for us has stayed the same. But yeah, no, for sure, I think we can hold that #1 spot.
Well, we look forward to watching you do so. You got LFO tomorrow, mate. Congratulations on the win and good luck in that matchup.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Guz or guys?
It's guys.
It's definitely Guz. It's 100% Guz. But what a performance. What a way to kickstart Playday 3, Dev. That is 2 unbelievable matches in the pocket. And just there, you're going to see the dominant form from Worthy. 13-3 with 2+ entries. See you later.
Yeah, massive form for Worthy. He's just been hitting his shots recently. He's been making those massive plays. We saw that enormous 2K C4 enabled by God Legion in Aqua. Vast also, Digital referenced it. Vast went pretty gnarly in that final round. 3 kills on the roam in luggage. And 100% costs for him and Fisher Guy both. The KOST is any round where you either get a kill, plant the bomb, or defuse the bomb, survive, or get traded when you die. That counts towards your cost. So 100% of the rounds means you get that at least one every round. And just to pick up Fisher Guy for a sec, because he is the new one, he does have that 100% cost, despite only having 4 kills. He actually planted a heck of a lot of times. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds he planted, and a 5th round, they won the round while he was planting. So Fisher Guy is certainly fulfilling his role pretty well.
And you know what? I'll actually say, if you looked on the bottom half of that for Roflcopter, there was, I think, the highest rated player there for cost was 67%. So although rounds seemed like they were close, it definitely doesn't look like Roflcopter had the impact that maybe they did in my head. Maybe I'm making all of this up, but it did seem to be a closer match than what it's shown on the scoreboard. But when you look at the match stats like that, I think it tells the full story there for Elevate.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, the scoreline was 7-2. It's pretty damning for Roflcopter, and I don't know whether this is just my bias because I was so excited for them going in, but I do feel like they played well. I feel like they played better than 7-2, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the scoreline is the final score, and Elevate had a insane game.
Yes.
They just played out of their brains, and like Digital was saying, they had Roflcopter's number at almost every turn. There was one great round with the Roflcopter 5v3 retake. That was amazing. But aside from that, Elevate definitely had their number.
They certainly did. They continued to put the boot on the throat, I think Digital was trying to allude to. But that is 2 games done and dusted for Playday 3. We've got another 2 coming up. We're going to go to a short break, and we will see you on the other side.